spring or summer. Shout out to Bounty Killer. It's cyanide redpillrixter on the Mr. Show. Shout out to Snakey, my editor. Remember to log in, like, and subscribe. And this topic today, I'm going to talk about men coming in as stepfathers. That's one part of the topic. And then I got a lady from the UK and England really breaking down the details of relationships. And then we got this other thing that happens in the southern part of America a lot, where cousins be having kids with cousins. Like, what that? In Jamaica, what would I say? A family-run business. So let's get right into it. I redpillrixter on the Mr. Show. Let's go. No man wants to raise another man's child.
This comment right here.
No man wants to raise another man's child and be the cleanup guy. Pass.
Very good.
This comment. This comment right here.
Very good.
I really don't think that he's speaking for all men, because I know that there will be somebody that steps up one day to be some sort of father figure for my child.
The force will be with you. Always.
And it's also very, like, I'm very surprised that you felt comfortable actually typing this out and commenting on someone's video.
You can do anything you want.
You can.
But you're not free from the consequences.
So, hopefully he's not speaking for all men out there, but this was just really disappointing to see.
Fucking shut up.
He needs some milk.
Yo, shout out to my editor. No more pausing.
This comment
No more pausing, people.
right here.
Very good.
I really don't think that he's speaking for all men, because I know that there will be somebody that steps up one day to be some sort of father figure for my child.
The force will be with you. Always.
And it's also very, like, I'm very surprised that you felt comfortable actually typing this out and commenting on someone's video.
You can do anything you want.
You can.
But you're not free from the consequences.
So, hopefully he's not speaking for all men out there, but this was just really disappointing to see.
Fucking shut up.
You my fourth cousin and I like you. We gon' do what it do.
Holy frijoles.
Like I'm not gonna say, oh, you.
Oh, that's just wrong, yo. Now, I don't know what part of America these people are coming from, but it is absolutely wrong. I do not agree with cousins of any kind of a relation having any kind of children with each other. Let's go.
You my fourth cousin and I like you. We gon' do what it do.
Holy frijoles.
Like I'm not gonna say, oh, you my cousin. No, I didn't grow up in the sandbox with you. By the time we had 2 kids, my grandma told us, well, y'all know y'all cousins on down the line. But that's what everybody say in the country. They were like, y'all cousins on down the line. Or some shit like that. And we like, well, shit, we 2 kids in by right now.
Oh my God, yo. That's just crazy. She cool with it, yo. Well, we 2 kids in right now, and
Ain't nothing wrong with them. They perfect condition. They ain't got no disability.
Have you guys seen this? Taiwanese millionaire successfully gets a transplanted 12-inch black man's. You guys know this. You know what I'm saying? You see the title, right? But you guys seen this, right? Xu Jinping have been waiting for.
people are so obsessed with the melanated man and everything that we have to offer.
He needs some milk.
What happened to this brethren guy? This Cape Town millionaire needs some milk, brethren.
18 months for a suitable donor. It says the penis transplantation is not only the 4th such surgery performed in the world, but also the biggest known to date.
there's a very controversial situation he's going to bring up. There is something that all melanated men from every country need to be aware of, and he's going to bring this up. Stay tuned to what he's saying.
Now, the reason why I brought this up is because of this. You guys remember this? When the Chinese authorities seized over 7,200 Nigerian human on a cargo ship. You guys remember that?
Remember?
So was there some validity to the story? Because they tried to say that the story is fake, but then you have
this happening. So you can't put anything past our wonderful big brother anymore. This is crazy. And oh man, you got to secure your parts, bro.
This over here, a Taiwanese millionaire.
Yo.
So it's not just regular people getting these transplants. You have to have money. Because we already know how the organ market is, the black market is. It's super expensive, so you have to have some money. Human were seized in 9 cases since 2002, but today's fine represents more than 4 times the amount seized by customs officers over the past 18 years. Describing the organs value as high as illegal drugs. As high as illegal drugs, he said that specimens of this size usually fetch around $160,000.
Wow. Yo. Hey, remember this, one of the things that trades the highest in the stock market is also melanin, right? So I'm wondering if they can extract the melanin out of these eggplants that they're getting. It's absolutely crazy. Continue.
Each on the black market. So in conclusion, they had a net worth of $1.15 billion worth of in the cargo.
Wow. All right. So now here's a big difference, because we just came off a story about Nigerian men losing their ding-a-ling pretty much.
He needs some milk.
For these Taiwanese men, billionaires, right? So this is a little bit different of Nigerian accent and the Jamaican accent. So I am from Jamaica, right? I'm born in Jamaica and thing, but we all know that we have African roots, and our African roots usually go back to West Africa. A lot of it is Nigeria and what we call the Ivory Coast, Senegal, Sierra Leone, Ghana, of course. So let's check out some of the fun differences between the Nigerian accent and the Jamaican accent. Check this out.
Forest, Botu,
Baku,
pomegranate,
Panganat.
Okay, that's just crazy, right? You know what? I want to give a Canadian version of that one day still, so check it out.
Forest,
Botu,
Baku,
bottle,
pomegranate,
Panganat,
pomegranate, macaroni,
vitamins,
vitamins,
padu,
Pagu,
paddle,
military,
oil.
Then how do you say aisle?
That's Jamaicans. Plantain.
Coconut,
neighbor. That's cool.
Tomatis.
Now that's absolutely crazy. Why do Jamaicans say tomatis? That doesn't even make any sense at all. So check it out one more time and we're done.
Plantain,
Plantain.
coconut, neighbor, tomato,
Tomatis.
All right.
To learn, you still have.
Why? Don't get.
Okay, Jamaicans now.
He needs some milk.
Jamaicans now. Could you imagine a Jamaican man getting up and working hard every day? Don't laugh. He's out in the yam field. This is a yam field. He's digging yams. It's not an easy work. Working hard every day just to support a woman that doesn't respect him. Let's hear what these Jamaican men got to say.
In Jamaica, they not no bike, they not no car, they not even have a bicycle.
All right, so these Jamaican men, what do you got to say?
Much to learn, you still have.
Why? Some girl in Jamaica, they not no bike, they not no car, they not even have a bicycle. But you fi run them down, and they not no work, they not no money. They not too live nowhere good.
Oh God.
And then, me fi run them down fi pay your bills them.
She's effectively almost useless.
Me can't get that. Me can't do that. If you want me to pay, you have to run me down. I can't do so much something. I can't work, struggle, hustle, and then get money. And on top of that, I have to run down somebody who broke to pay them bills. How that work out? And plus, too, I have asthma. And I can't run you down. I can't do that.
Shut
Too
it.
much work, that's so. You no fear. That no fear. That no. Too much requirement you have for somebody when I provide none.
Right. Look at that. Look at that. Working hard. Jamaican woman at work. And she's doing some concrete. Look like she's building a wall. You see, shout out to the Jamaicans. Shout out to the Caribbean ladies that working hard. Shout out to the African ladies that's working hard. Look at that. She working hard, B.
Outrightly told her no, because of everything that you're telling me to tell her not to do, you're doing it yourself.
All right, so this lady here is from the UK. It looks like she is a what's the word I'm looking for? A social worker or maybe a therapist for other women, and she's explaining a situation she had with one of her clients and how she handled it. It's a little bit lengthy, but I actually enjoy it. I think that she's saying a lot of the good things. She highlights a lot of good points that a lot of women could probably take home with them. So check it out. Straight from the UK. Shout out to all the people in Wales, in Britain, and England.
Do not be a hypocrite. Children do not listen to what you say. They do what you do. And so in today's video, I am talking about toxic mothers. And a lot of what I'm going to talk about in this video has its roots in control. And I say this to my friends and my family all the time.
Right.
When people don't feel that they are in control of their own lives, they will seek to control others. And let's be clear, the ultimate role of a parent, specifically mothers, a mother's role is to meet the needs of their child. Point blank period. That is exactly what you signed up for when you gave birth or decided to have a child. You are there to meet every one of that child's needs, not the other way round. And being a mother is the most selfless role you'll ever play in your life.
Thank you, Mama, for the 9 months you carried me through.
Unfortunately, a lot of women have the God-given ability to produce children, but they do not have the ability to raise and to nurture those children. You may feel invisible. And the thing is, a child understands pain from the reaction of their mother. Children mirror their parents. That's the way they learn. That's the way they learn to talk. That's the way they learn to walk. Children are constantly mirroring their parents. And as a parent, you are supposed to mirror that child's feelings to them and let them know that it's going to be okay. Toxic mothers, on the other hand, do not do that. They are emotionally neglectful. And by that, they are teaching the child inadvertently that you are not important and that your feelings do not matter. Another thing that toxic mothers do is they dismiss your feelings. When mothers dismiss your pain, even when they were the ones that caused it, it causes the child to just shut down. It then creates a distance, an emotional distance, a physical distance between the child and the mother. Because what the mother is communicating to the child is, I'm not a safe place for you. I do not have time for you. You cannot tell me anything and your secrets are not safe with me. I don't have the capacity to take on your feelings. This is what is mirroring back to the child.
Remember to like and subscribe, yo. If you agree with any of the things that she's saying, I gotta agree with it, man. She's not saying anything wrong. So remember to like and subscribe. Let's keep going.
Another trait of a toxic mother is they are disrespectful, and they are disrespectful to your boundaries. They have no boundaries. When a mother crosses boundaries, and it is a form of control, and not seeing the child as a separate entity to them, but seeing the child as though they are part of them. And to that parent, they don't feel like they have to ask for permission.
All right, so stop it there first. I'm from the Caribbean, and one of the philosophies, the way we grew up in Jamaica, is that you are owned by your parents, and you are owned by the family, and you are bound by the family's boundaries. And until you move out of that house, nothing in there is actually really yours at all. So let's keep going.
My child, and that speaks of ownership.
Yeah, it does speak of ownership, and that is how it's grown in the Caribbean. So that does filter down generationally speaking, and I'm going to have to say that, which is contradictory to what she's saying here. So let's go.
The child is, I'm not a safe place for you. I do not have time for you. You cannot tell me anything, and your secrets are not safe with me. I don't have the capacity to take on your feelings. This is what is mirroring back to the child. Another trait of a toxic mother is they are disrespectful, and they are disrespectful to your boundaries. They have no boundaries. When a mother crosses boundaries, and it is a form of control, and not seeing the child as a separate entity to them, but seeing the child as though they are part of them. And to that parent, they don't feel like they have to ask for permission. You're my child, and that speaks of ownership. That speaks of property. It's like, yeah, I can do whatever I want because you're my daughter or my son.
I personally, for my personal self here, that's the way it goes. You are owned by the family. The family owns you. The family tells you how you move. You move with respect of your family in the back of your head, and understanding that you're shaming people in your family if you move a certain way. So you are not your own individual, and you are owned by your family.
And like the story and the situation I shared earlier, she would always be like, I don't care, she's my daughter. So what this kind of behavior teaches the child is poor boundaries. It teaches them that they don't deserve their own privacy. It actually objectifies them.
It also teaches them that the family means everything, and the family is the one that creates the rules in life, not the government. The family controls me and the wellness of the next generation.
And they start to see themselves as objects, as property. It teaches them that they don't deserve their own space. They don't deserve their own mind. They don't deserve their own feelings, and they don't deserve their own privacy. Another trait of a toxic mother.
Oh, well. Family first, yo. Listen, if you have, check out this analogy. Imagine you had 2 kids, right? One kid, great kid, going to school every day. Give me some music. So imagine, one kid is a good kid going to school every day. A1 marks, proper marks, good, respectful, doesn't talk back, listens to everything you say. Then you have another kid now on the streets, getting into trouble all the time. Police is coming for them. Shooters shooting after them. Bad man are roll out for them. There's either 2 twin boys, let's say. What do you do as a parent? You grew both of them the same, and one took one direction, the other took the other. Let me give you some advice. Get some life insurance and put it on the bad man head. Put it, the one that's bad, the one that's in the streets. Put the life insurance on that person's head and make the beneficiary be the family. Because it's all about family, and the family controls the child. There is no individual if you have a family, because you have to consider what's going on with your family and how will your family look, and what repercussions can come towards your family because of your actions, aka my actions. So I'm not going to agree with her on what she's talking about. There's no individualism until you're out and you about the world on your own, and you pay your own sacrifices, you pay your own consequences for the mistakes you make, and your family doesn't have nothing to do with it, and you're not shaming your family's name. That's when you have your own right to say and do anything you want. In the meantime, let's continue.
Is that she is demanding. When a mother their own mind, they don't deserve their own feelings, and they don't deserve their own privacy. Another trait of a toxic mother is that she is demanding. When a mother treats you like a child and you are past the age of 18, it is unacceptable, and she has major control issues. And
if she's still living in the house with the mother controls everything. Everything.
Some mothers can be so dominating and so overbearing that they will begin to manipulate you when they don't get what they want from you. And a lot of mothers can have extremely high expectations for their child because secretly they want you to do all the things that they couldn't do.
You know, usually I don't put people's views on my thing that I completely don't agree with. I do not agree with It's like 60% of what she's saying, but it should be said, right? And I definitely got to come in and say, no, you're living under your parents' house, you're still a kid, no matter how much of a big person that you think your ass is, right? And in your parents' house, in your mom's house, she has all the talk. You have nothing. You have no say until you know what it's like out in the streets.
Extremely high expectations for their child, because secretly they want you to do all the things that they couldn't do. Your life is your life. Their life is their life. They had their life. And it's secretly disguised as, I want the best for you. Well, if you want the best for me, let me make my own decisions.
You let them make their own decisions when you see the decision that they're making is absolutely wrong. Maybe you've even made that same decision in your past. And you see your child making the exact same wrong decision. And this lady's advising you to just let her make that decision. Let him make that bad decision. Absolutely not. That's the whole point of having parents, is to make your parents are supposed to intercept the bad decisions and set them on the right track. This lady's talking some bullshit.
And again, a healthy parent will say to themselves, I've had my life. I'm going to support my children in making the best decisions, but there's a difference between support and control. And a lot of controlling parents, when they don't get what they want.
Parents, I advise you to control your child, because what would you do if your child turns out to be like a Jeffrey Dahmer? Whose fault is it? But when the child turns out to be LeBron James, the parents is right there saying how they agree, right? The parents is responsible for the good and the bad of the child. Control that child.
They start to use manipulation. And this is the thing, a lot of mothers need to know when to move from that domineering, authoritative voice in their child's life to more of a counselor. A counselor does not tell their clients what to do, but they navigate them in the right direction, and they are always there for them no matter what decision they make. Of course, we want the best for our children. Who does not? However, a good mother knows that their child is going to make their own decisions in life. A good mother knows how to counsel and not force herself on her child. And a lot of mothers need to cut the umbilical cord that joins them to their children after 10, 15, 20 years. Another way that toxic mothers try to control and manipulate their children is by comparing them to other children or comparing them to their other children. And what this does is it creates a deep sense of unworthiness.
Okay, so this here now, I can agree on this.
In their children. It's the whole guilt tripping you into becoming someone else is when they gaslight you. Make you second guess your own reality and make you second guess yourself. It's like them throwing stones and hiding their hands. It's when they do wicked and evil things to you and act like you're the one that is overreacting, or act like you imagined that. This form of psychological abuse is dangerous. What happens is the child does not learn to trust themselves, because how can they when they are always painted out to be a liar? Another thing toxic mothers do is they insult their children or make their children feel self-conscious by insinuating things. Why is your hair so short? Why do your feet look like that? You've got your daddy's whole face. Why do you eat like that? Or the even more direct ones. You're ugly. You're stupid. You're dumb. You can't do anything right. You're a fool. You're retarded. These are the very sticks and stones that crush children permanently.
Break bones.
Nothing hurts worse than being insulted by the one who brought you here. And the thing is, a lot of toxic mothers are judgmental to their children, critical of their children, because they are judgmental and critical of themselves.
Everything,
a lot of mothers
right?
carry around shame, and it just oozes out of them. They can't even control it. They're carrying around shame.
Wow.
And until they forgive themselves, they will continue to be toxic and dangerous to their children. In the same breath, toxic mothers embarrass their children publicly. Only God knows why a parent will take delight in publicly embarrassing their children, but I believe it is a form of control. And one of the most annoying things about a toxic mother is that they never take accountability.
That's an annoying thing about any person overall, but okay, let's go.
Accountability is a bad word, is a curse word for toxic mothers. Toxic mothers never apologize, nor do they ever take accountability.
True.
Why? Because they cannot let you see that they are human too, just like you. Even though that's all you see when you look at them.
unfair to blame.
Now that lady, she said a lot, and the main thing about it that I do not agree is this control part of it. But everything else she said, I could rock with it. I could rock with it still. You know, it doesn't already still. So going over to the Whatever podcast, right? And this girl's like, "Oh well, we are 304s because that's what society told us it's okay to do." Like some kind of baloney crap. Like, let's go. Society's doomed, yo. And when you hear chicks like this talk, you know society's doomed, bro.
For having a higher body count because we were kind of told that, oh, it's great, it's okay.
So when they're so lost that you like society's doomed, check it out.
For having a higher body count because we were kind of told that, oh, it's great, it's okay. Also, I find it to be kind of juvenile. I mean, if a guy asked me my body count, I would be like, how old are you? Like, it should not matter. It's not.
Well, if he wanted a serious relationship with you and wanted a marriage with you, I mean, it's statistically, the marriage success rate goes down the toilet, and 50% of marriages in the United States end in divorce.
I gotta rewind that, yo. She just came in and blasted her. Go.
For having a higher body count because we were kind of told that, oh, it's great, it's okay. Also, I find it to be kind of juvenile. I mean, if a guy asked me my body count, I would be like, how old are you? Like, it should not matter. It's not.
Well, if he wanted a serious relationship with you and wanted a marriage with you, I mean, it's statistically, the marriage success rate goes down the toilet, and 50% of marriages in the United States end in divorce, and 80% of those are initiated by women, which is directly correlated to if you have slept with more people and you have more bodies on your record, you're more likely to get a divorce. So I don't think it's unfair for a man to ask, hey, how many men have you been with in the past, because that's going to impact him in his future too.
Right.
It's statistically a fact, single mothers, we produce the worst product, right? Part of that, when we talk about males, especially black males, we don't realize that we're programmed, because if you don't understand history, you won't realize that, like, it's...
Ouch. What do y'all think? Woman says single mothers reproduce the worst children. Your sons become an emotional man with female mindset.
Starts with the female. Even when we were slaves, the idea is if you program the mind of the female slave, she will raise the offspring to continue your agenda without you having to be physically involved. Yep. She will teach her children to abide, because we're the first givers of life and care when kids are small. So we train them up to be good slaves, follow these particular rules. We indoctrinate and, create certain philosophies in their mind. So by the time they're big and strong, they still following behind the same agenda that was placed into us. So when you look at males that come from single mother-headed households, if you don't get around positive male role models, you have the emotional management skills of a woman.
That's why it's important, bro. If you got some strong friends, you got a good crew, even if coming from a single motherhood home, you just hang out with those boys. You vent to those boys. You talk to your boys, yo. See, because you need positive male role models in your life, even if it's just your friend's dad. For the longest time growing up, one of my friend's dads was one of my dad, bro, you know? The generation today needs to understand what masculinity is and that we both have separate roles, bro. So check this out again.
Train them up to be good slaves, follow these particular rules. We indoctrinate and, create certain philosophies in their mind. So by the time they're big and strong, they still following behind the same agenda that was placed into us. So when you look at males that come from single mother-headed households, if you don't get around positive male role models, you have the emotional management skills of a woman.
Break that down. She's talking
if all of your upbringing, it's statistically a fact, single mothers, we produce the worst product, right?
Although I did not know him well enough, I trusted him enough to come to my apartment. Now, in hindsight, that was probably a bad idea, but it is what I did.
This girl here, she's kind of whack, yo. She's actually really whack. She met a dude. She offered to pay the dude to do some work for her. The dude did the work for her, asked for the money, and now she thinks the dude is lame. When in all reality, she's lame. Here's the story.
So before he came to my apartment, I had a conversation with him about payment because I didn't want for him to come and I didn't like him and then he felt like he got. So we talked about payment and I told him I'd give him a certain amount for him putting together like 2 pieces of furniture. Well, he put together a bed and a desk. So I don't remember exactly how much we agreed on, but I did say I was going to Zelle him the money. So the next day I sent the Zelle payment.
Zelle payment. We don't have that in Canada, so I guess that's probably like an email transfer or maybe like a PayPal or something. All right. So she. All right, go on.
And I was just like, oh, thank you for coming over. I really appreciate it. And then I didn't say anything else. And he was texting me and I did not respond. And he wasn't used to that because obviously we had been like texting all day long, you know, talking throughout the day. It was good. And I just decided that the fact of him asking me for money after like we had a good day, and so finally he asked me like what's up, and I was just like, honestly, I know we decided that I would pay you for that, but I really thought it was tacky that you actually asked me for the money afterwards. And
what? As I say, women don't know what they want sometimes. Actually do not know what they want sometimes.
And you took it.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Right, Booze?
So I did end up cutting it off and we didn't talk again. But when I told my cousin about it, she was like, you guys agreed on it. Like, I don't understand what the problem was. And
perfect. Cut that off. Cut that off. Shout out to the Mr. Show. I redpillrixter. Haha. So you heard for yourself. I don't know, a lot was said, and I don't agree with a lot that was said, but I had a good time watching it. So thanks for tuning in to the Red Pill Show, the Mr. Show with the Red Pill Rixer. Big up yourself.